So hello and welcome to a Film Mixologist, the place on the internet thingy where we occasionally get things wrong. Case in point, this unit here, which is a 38 DGAS Weber car, and as you're gonna see in the video, in the introduction to the video, I misdescribed it as a Weber 40 DFAV. So I got it wrong because I thought from the outside that it was, but turns out it wasn't. And here's what brings me to the warning that I'm gonna give at the start of this video. Clarify that this is a 38 DGAS, but also a warning, which is as a kind of normal, DIY, type deal person doing this in your own home, I would not recommend that you tackle a project like this without significant kind of specialist tools and significant mental health problems in the shape of masochism like me. Because this unit, and you're gonna see in a very brief moment how damaged it was really not for the faint-hearted. But now that I'm here, I might as well show you kind of what this unit is becoming, and in a second you're gonna see how this whole project started, which was in an absolute state. Here we are at the kind of end of the cleaning process, and as you can see, this thing is now kind of fully cleaned up. The fuel bowl. I mean, this took about many sessions on the blasting cabinet, 2 lots of ultrasonic cleaning at different stages of the process. So this hasn't been what you would call an easy project at all, and that's what I'm saying. Don't try to tackle this if you haven't got like specialist tools. A lot of masochism. And the one thing that I've done also is, I don't know if you can see that I've done this, I've done obviously restored the shafts, so chemical blacking, but also I don't know if you can see here that I've shaved off, there was like a hump here between the screws, and I shaved it off. I'm gonna put slightly lower profile screws, and I also shaved off a little bit at the back, and I tried to do it both the same, so that both barrels are gonna flow the same. Again, they're both being restored. They were in the right state. So I wanted to show you that as a kind of halfway house. But first of all, why don't we start having a look at how this thing actually started off, which you're not gonna believe this. So hello and welcome to a Film Mixologist, the place on the internet thingy where we have to kind of resort to drink to get our projects off the line. Case in point, this unit here. What I've got here is actually a Weber DFV carburetor. It's a 4040, and I'm going to show you now kind of the condition this unit is in, and it's not that great. And not only that, but the throttles are completely stuck, which isn't that great. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to try and kind of give you some tips on how to fix this problem. The good thing about this carb though is that it came with a spare top, so actually, which is pretty decent. So I'm hoping that the plan with this carb is, if I can, obviously the idle mixture screws move, so that's good. So the plan is that what I want to do is I want to see if I can rescue these units and make them live again. So without further ado, let me show you kind of what we're working with here, the condition of the unit, which is not that great, but we've got, as ever, we've got a plan to make it good. Okay, so let's start with actually the spare top. This is kind of a little bit dirty, if I'm honest, but apart from that, I think this is gonna clean up pretty well. I know, and the good thing about this one is that it's got, obviously the posts are intact, and you've got a float, and you've got, well, this power valve wouldn't work. Let's have a look. Okay, that'll work. But I mean, that would need replacing, obviously. And this is now the full unit. As you can see, it's got a protective coat of grease and grime, and obviously the throttles don't operate in any way, so they're stuck, probably full of rust. So that's gonna be like the main challenge, if you want, on this build, which is getting them unseized. So this is going to be interesting. Obviously it has no choke, it's been eliminated, and I haven't opened the inside of the carb, so that's going to be kind of as much a surprise for me as it's going to be for you guys. So I think what we need to do is I need to start kind of the first phase of trying to get the throttles unseized. Obviously I'm going to take all the, let's say, all the top bits and the accelerator pump, and I'm going to try to free this bolt first and this one, because sometimes kind of these things can serve as a key to lubricating the shaft here and here, so that you can get some oil and maybe start the process of getting them unfrozen. But for the time being, let's start and disassemble and see where we go from there. I mean, you really need to see this, guys, because I'm astounded. And I've seen rough stuff before, but this really takes a biscuit. Look at this. Now, hopefully if I put it on the light there, look at the amount of just, this is like corrosion mixed with I don't know what. Obviously this is disgusting. Look at the state of the floats, and probably the power valve is completely gummed up. Yep, absolutely gummed up. So that's crap. Yeah, I really don't understand what this is, to be honest. It's disgusting. But the good thing is, look at this. The throttles operate, which is really good news, because it means that there's gonna be kind of a lot less violence required to get this unit to kind of live again. But still, there is a particularity when you try and working on these throttles. If they are very corroded, taking these bolts out can be a little bit complicated. You need to be so careful. But anyway, it's good news so far. One of the things that I have to say, that part of the thing that made this possible is that I bought this carb. It came 3-4 months ago, I don't know, thereabouts, and when it first came, it wasn't kind of, the throttles weren't actuating. So what I did is I've got my secret weapon, or 50-50 mix of acetone and automatic transmission fluid, and I just really bathed this in that substance, and I left it for months and months on end to just soak through, and evidently it has done the work. So it's very important sometimes to give things time so that they can, become better. Anyway, let's carry on disassembling this, and I'll try to see if I can get the throttles and I can get everything ready for the initial cleaning. So I think here we're on to a good one, but only because of this tool that saved the day, which is an impact screwdriver. If I hadn't had this tool, this would have been like a total fail, because I wouldn't have been able to take the screws out of the shaft. And if you can't take the screws out of the shaft, you need to start breaking the shaft and probably damaging the throttles, and you need to get new shafts, which are not very easy to obtain. So it would have got very messy. So I'm going to show you what the problem is. I need to bring the camera kind of closer to the pieces so that you can see what the problem is with the screws and why they're so difficult to take, and why did I had to resort to kind of quite an aggressive tool, which is the impact. Okay, so this is kind of a shaft. They were both equally bad. So the process that you need to follow is that first of all the screws generally tend to have some sort of crimping on the top. You need to like completely shave that off, because if you don't, the screw's never coming out. But moreover than that, let me see, I think this is quite clear. See if you can see it there. There is a whole lot of corrosion there, and that corrosion was kind of on this side, so the side that is not threaded. You can see it kind of there, I think, a bit. So what happens is that through the corrosion, these screws tend to kind of freeze to the shaft. So in order to get them out, you need this big kind of impact and shock, because just trying to get them out with a normal screwdriver, you might try to deform them. And see, this one started to do that. I mean, I managed to rescue it just about, but again, this is the problem that you can have. And I've sometimes seen this unit just completely shear off kind of the top of the screws, and you're screwed if that happens. So therefore, kind of so far we're in a good one. We managed to get this off, which is a bit of a worry for me. So now what we need to do is, obviously I got you got the unit here. I just need to take those tubes there, and so you can see we've got the tops that are fully disassembled and ready to be cleaned, both of them, as you do. So now what we need to do is start the cleaning process. I probably don't show very much in the channel, which is the phase where I go 0 of cleaning, which basically entails getting like soap in powdered soap, like detergent in like powdered form, like this, like so, and basically you just put a lot of kind of detergent soap on it, and you go with a wire brush, and you're trying to scuff it kind of all out with a wire brush, and also with the steel wool you try to go through all the pieces whilst they are dry. And this is quite important, because the aim of this phase 0, it's not to get them clean or shiny or anything. It's just to get rid of like the outer layer of all the kind of grease and grime that the carbs have. So by the time you put it on the ultrasonic cleaner, it's gonna make more of a difference. The ultrasonic is gonna be more effective if you do that. So therefore, let me show you a bit kind of the results of this phase. So you can see this one was it's not ready yet, neither is this one and this one. This is, as I said, a phase 0 of cleaning, and the only thing we've done is just merely more or less gone through the unit and trying to take off the worst of the dirt. So now what we need to do is put all these things on the ultrasonic cleaner and give it a little bit of a wash. You're not going to believe this, but I've nearly finished with this kind of 38 DGAS. Actually, it came together really good. So what I need to do now is I need to show you kind of a lot of kind of detail that I've been doing, what are all the parts that I had to change, which there were a few. So let's discuss some detail, shall we? Okay, so first of all, let's start with the throttles. As you have seen at the beginning of the episode, they were kind of quite stuck. Check this out. Absolutely beautiful throttle action, and as well, if you can see, I did my classic kind of throttle diet program. So I've taken out a bit of the throttle in there and a bit of the back there and there, both obviously to be the same because they need to flow about the same. So this is going to make the carb a little bit more efficient, and also make sure that it has kind of all the power that the carb kind of would have got from the factory. The other thing I need to do, kind of shout out to the people at Webcom, because the kit they sold me was absolutely mint. Look at this brand new idle mixture screws, obviously brand new spring and pump diaphragm in there. All the O-rings for the idle mixture screws have been changed, and look at this. Obviously the power valve has a new ring around there. We've got the jets, obviously the emulsion tubes, the air corrector, and the accelerator pump. So all of that is mint. One of the things that I'm going to do though in this carb is I'm going to eliminate the choke. Obviously I am going to send the bits that I have for the choke, but I'm not going to put a choke on the carb when I sell it. So what I've done is you need to always put like a screw on here, which is the vacuum port for the choke, because if you don't, you're gonna get a kind of mega vacuum leak on here. The other thing that I forgot to mention is that I've changed the system here, and I put ball bearings, seal bearings, both here and here, which are the kind of the sprung bits. So just to make sure that the unit is going to seal up. And let's go to the top now. So brand new kind of power valve assembly and brand new needle and seat assembly, as you should. There we go. This thing is working mint. Obviously a brand new filter in there. So this is actually looking pretty darn good. So now what I need to do is just, you know, finish doing the let's say the final assembly, and we'll be good to go. Okay, so here's as you can see, the carb kind of in all its glory, fully done, ready to be installed in a car, ready to kind of hit the road. And I just want to say kind of a couple of final reflections on this project. Kind of number one is, you remember that first I said that kind of this was not for the faint-hearted. It was not a project that, you know, to be taken on lightly, and I still stand by that. But one of the things that I want to reflect on is the reason that this unit came back around the way it is only because this was an original Italian carb, and there is a lot of quality baked into the materials that make this carb. This wouldn't have been possible if this was some sort of Chinese stuff. It would have been like totally junk. You would have had to chuck it in the bin straight away. So this is one important thing that I mentioned, is the originality of the parts, because the quality of the original parts is baked into the parts. Obviously I did mention about the no choke, but that's, you know, that's kind of how it is. So I'm gonna kind of start wrapping up the episode. I want to say thank you very much for watching this episode, and I'll see you on the next episode.